Okay, I'm recording. Hey, what's going on, people? It's me, Geld, and guess what? I'm doing an interview with the one, the only, the legendary person. I don't know what else to say to describe you, but Steve
I don't know
Isaacs.
about I don't know about legendary, but thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, how are you doing so far? It's been like I don't know. It's like near 7, so yeah. Um.
So remember, if you do type the questions, it'll be easier because I'm still getting that cutoff thing. And are
Okay.
you live streaming this right now, or just
I'm just
recording for later?
I'm just recording this. I'll upload it probably like wait, today's Wednesday. Yeah, today's Wednesday, so I'll probably upload it on Friday because of the new schedule up thing I'm trying to do.
Okay, perfect, cool.
So yeah, there's my first
I'm
question.
doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Yeah, I guess I'll go right into the questions.
Sure.
Yeah, how how did you find out about Minecraft?
Ooh, how did I find out about Minecraft? That's a great question. So, gosh, it's funny. I had a kid that lived in our kind of in our neighborhood. Was he knew I was into games and stuff, and he was telling me about Minecraft a very long time ago, and I was intrigued by it, But then as time went on, you started hearing more and more people talk about it, and then as a teacher, a lot of the teachers that I started becoming connected with online were using Minecraft, or I shouldn't even say a lot, but there were a number of them that were using Minecraft in the classroom, and kids were continually talking about Minecraft. So at that point, I kind of said to myself, despite the fact that I don't really fully get this game at the time when I was thinking of, okay, so I'm breaking blocks, I'm building, it didn't have that huge appeal to me initially. But my feeling was if it was that important to the students, that I should bring it into class. I happen to teach game design and development, and quickly it made sense that kids could use Minecraft to create, games within the game. So
Yeah.
that was the initial real draw for me to start really getting into it. But I had definitely heard about it probably a couple years before I really, really started to either take it seriously or have a genuine interest in bringing it into my class.
Wow, that was just amazing. If I was asked that question, I would have a story a lot simpler.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like
Well, how about you? How did you hear about Minecraft, or when did you start playing?
I remember, like I was like Also, I mean, you can ask me questions. I don't really mind. Um,
Sure.
so basically, I was like maybe 6 or 7, and my godmother called me. She told me about this new game called Minecraft. I was like, nope, I'm still gonna play Roblox.
Oh wow. Okay.
Cause like
Cool.
yeah, the stubborn 7-year-old I was, and
Right.
so
Right. So how? Well, how old are you now?
I'm 12 right now.
Wait. Hold on 1 second. Okay. So that was a while ago. And so how long ago? When did you actually decide to start playing? And at least take a little time away from Roblox to play Minecraft.
Well, okay, here's where YouTube actually comes in. So
Uh,
I used to think that not Minecraft, that YouTube was only for like education, like. So then, like, I was like having trouble playing like Skylanders. So, my mom Googled like, well, YouTube searched it, like how to like beat a specific level,
uh,
and one of the recommended videos was literally a video by Caveman Films, which was
okay.
which was
Cool.
Minecraft. So that's how I found out like that, and then I watched like his series. I'm pretty sure it's called like the Bob's Return. And yeah,
Hmm.
watching that, I got like fully in.
Yeah, see, that's so cool. I mean, I think the YouTube community is pretty incredible for so many reasons,
Yeah.
but that's great. I'm glad to hear that that kind of sparked your interest and all that. That's cool.
Yep. So I'll go into my next question here. Um, How did you get the idea for Minefaire? Like,
Yeah, so well, I wish I could say that I got the idea for Minefaire, but Minefaire. So there's a company now. The name of the company is called Open World Events, and they actually run a number of different events also. So they have an event called Brickfest Live, which is a Lego event, and that's been around for maybe 4 years, and they do Lego shows around the country, many a year. And then they created something else called the Young Innovators Fair, and that was with the two founders of that. The Young Innovators Fair are the original Brickfest founder, which is Chad Collins, and his now partner Gabe Young. So they created this thing called the Young Innovators Fair, which was like a STEAM, like science, technology, art, engineering, and math. I said that in the wrong order, but that's okay.
There's also medicine.
Fair where they had 10 different zones with all these different neat activities, hands-on attractions based on everything from like space exploration to robotics to computers and hacking and gaming and stuff. So I happened to be at their first Young Innovators Fair event with my daughter Layla, and we were there both to help out with a booth for an organization I'm part of called Games for Ed. And, we were showcasing games that are being used in education. And most of what we were doing was Minecraft. And then my daughter Layla and I also presented at the Young Innovators Fair on, I don't know if you've ever seen the Bitcraft mod, but it's a mod for using Little Bits and Minecraft together.
I think I've heard of it.
My daughter Layla and I had been playing around with the mod and, making cool things happen. I don't know. Do you know what Little Bits are?
I'm not really sure. Sorry.
So that's right. So think of Little Bits as like these electric circuits, right? Kind of like redstone in a way, but that are in the real world. So you might press a button and the light goes on, or you do a slider and, something else happens. So they created this mod that lets you interact with these little bits and make things happen in Minecraft and vice versa. So likewise, if I step on a pressure plate in Minecraft, I could send a signal out to the little bits and a light might go on. So really neat stuff. So
cool.
We got into that. And then at that event, Gabe Young, who I had said is one of the founders, and I were talking, real friendly, great guy. And he started talking about how they had seen at this event that Minecraft was obviously had a big presence even at their Innovator Fair event, right? So they started talking about how they wanted to maybe do a Minecraft event. And immediately I had said, you know what? I would love to talk to you more about that and get involved however I can. So I think the thought was that maybe I would come to Minefaire and maybe, do a session or run a booth or something. But I had, expressed that I had more interest than that. And we got together, and then they brought me on as, what's called a producer of the event. And I've been, from the beginning, helping to develop and bring in content for the event. So so I got really, really involved with them before they started the first Minefaire. And it worked out great because I have a lot of, friends in the Minecraft community, and I've been spending years developing relationships in that area. So it was kind of a natural fit for me to then be able to reach out to people and say, hey, we're doing this great Minecraft event, and, encourage people to participate. And that's been my role.
Yeah, I remember, was the first Minefaire in Philadelphia?
Yeah, the first Minefaire was in Philly in 2016 in October. Okay. And then we had 4 in 2017, with our last one being also in Philly. So we've done 2 shows in Philly. We've done a show in Houston, one in North Carolina, and one in Washington, D.C. And this coming year, as you've probably seen the schedule, we're doing 11 or more shows across the country.
Yeah, I know. I remember, in 2016, my dad was hey, like, hey, Gil, I'm not gonna say my real name here, but
Hmm.
yeah, there's this new event called Minefaire. You want to go? I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah. Did you get to go to that one or no?
yeah. I got to go to both Philadelphia ones. So yeah,
Oh, you did go to both.
yeah,
Oh, awesome. That's great. How'd you enjoy them?
they were really fun.
Good, good, good. Cool. Now, so you're applying to be a rising star this time, is that right?
Yeah.
See, now I'm not hearing you again if
Oh,
you're talking. So type into me, are you applying to be a rising star for this one? Yes, I thought so. Okay, but you hadn't been at any of the other events yet as a rising star, is that right?
no, I have not.
Okay, cool. Well, good luck. I'm
Thank
not the
you.
one who makes those final decisions, but hopefully that'll work out.
Yep. So, I guess I'll
Yeah,
go into the next question. How did you come up with
sure.
the design of the Minefaire dragon? Like, just like I said before, like I really like the design. It's like,
Yeah. So, um, okay. So the Minefaire dragon. So when we started, you know, creating, this whole idea around Minefaire, we decided we should come up with a number of characters. And I don't know exactly who came up with the design, but I remember first being introduced to our. I think there were probably maybe four characters, right? The
yeah,
dragon being one of them, and the dragon has kind of since become, I would say, the centerpiece in terms of the characters. And as you noticed in the server, some awesome folks like I don't know if you know PB Jelly Games. He's a
oh yeah,
YouTuber. He and Lynn Telfer have done some amazing work on the server, and I couldn't believe that PB Jelly, came on one time, and I saw him building the dragon in the server, and I was like blown away. You should have seen him actually doing it in like real time. It was like amazing to watch. Um, so but the dragon, yeah, that just became kind of our main character because at the time, of course. So now we are a partner with Mojang and Microsoft, right?
yep,
But before we were not, so we couldn't, naturally we couldn't use their characters or their graphics. So in coming up with our own, that's where kind of the dragon came from, and some of the other characters. They kind of have the cool, Minecrafty look without
yeah.
infringing on any kind of copyright.
Oh yeah, copyright is like that was my nightmare. Like when I started YouTube, like I remember I did this one video. I had to delete it. It's basically like,
Uh,
yeah, and I got like instantly three copyright
yeah,
warnings just for music that was like playing in the
wow,
background of the games.
it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. So copyright's like been like my nightmare.
Right, right. It's a challenge, right? But then once you start to understand the rules better, then you can avoid the issues. But yeah, I think that's a common thing. I think even for us when we started, there were a few things that we realized quickly that we had to no longer use because we weren't allowed to. And I think it happens. And I think the idea though, obviously, I think the companies just want to make sure they're protecting their intellectual property, and as long as
Yeah.
you're respectful of that, they're usually not out to get you. Um, once you adhere to their requests to to not use what you're not supposed to use.
Yeah. Yeah, so guess I'll go into my next question here. Um
Sure.
what do you currently think of like the educational aspect of Minecraft? Like I know you've been talking a lot about that, and I mean I like it a lot
Yeah.
also.
Well, so I mean, I'm a teacher, and I use Minecraft all the time in class with my students. In fact, my seventh graders, their entire project for a 6-week course that they take with me, Minecraft as well as another game design engine are the two choices they have for what they can use essentially, and almost all of them choose Minecraft. And being that I teach game design, for me personally, when you look at things like Redstone and command blocks, and now in the Education Edition, the way you can give commands to the NPCs,
Oh yeah.
it's really amazing what my students are learning about, computational thinking and automation and engineering and all these and game design through the use of this game. And that's just how I use it. I'm one of the global Minecraft mentors, meaning that I,
Oh wow.
help other teachers out when they want to start using Minecraft. And I have seen and met the most amazingly creative educators and students, by seeing what they've done with Minecraft in class. So it's like, what I teach is very unique, but there are social studies teachers. There's a Spanish teacher, Glenn Irvin, who's no
Wow.
longer a Spanish teacher, but he's done incredible things with teaching, world languages in Spanish in game, right? And then there are teachers that use it for math, like Mark Grundle and Mark Henkels are two names that come to mind of teachers that are doing some neat things with math. And then coding, there's some great ones. Mike Harvey and Shane Asselstein, and these are just, I could go on and on with names. There's one teacher that I met up with that was new to using Minecraft, and she wanted to connect with me about what was possible. And she, I think she teaches French, but was also looking at it from her interest was in French culture and doing, artwork and things in the game. And she's done amazing things. And Marco Vigolini is in Italy, and he's very into art also, and he created a global project a year ago that my students participated in, where it might have even been 2 years ago, where they were able to import their artwork into something called Creatables, and then bring that into Minecraft and place their artwork in the game. So what Marco did was created these galleries where different schools on this, worldwide server could come in and basically put their student artwork in this gallery. So I was able to have my art teachers in my building. I don't teach art.
Yeah.
I spoke to them and I said, hey, if you can get me pictures of the students' artwork, I can have my students then do the Minecrafty part and get them into the game. And we created this beautiful art gallery representing student artwork that was able to be showcased to other students around the world. And my students could go around and look at the artwork by all these other students too. So, I can't say enough about how incredible it is, in terms of potential and in terms of tapping into the creativity. Like, a lot of teachers are also smart enough to say, you know what, I'm not the expert, but the kids are. So let me, give the kids an idea and then co-create, or let them, bring their expertise into this project and maybe create something to show to teach other kids something or what have you. But it's just every day I'm learning more and more amazing things people are doing with this game and education.
Yeah, I remember my 5th grade teacher, she wanted to do like Minecraft EDU. Thing was we couldn't install them on the Chromebooks.
Oh, Chromebooks, no, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
It was
so
have you
had any opportunities to use Minecraft in school?
Not really, because like we just use Chromebooks.
Okay, yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's frustrating.
Because I remember she's like, "Oh yeah, Geld, I need your help." Like, yeah, like I know you're the gaming expert in this classroom.
Right, but isn't that so cool that she could come to you and you as a student to be able to, for her to be wise enough to say, hey, you help me with this. That doesn't typically happen in school, does it? Like, my guess is that you don't often have teachers coming to you saying, hey, I need your expertise in this area, right? But when that can happen, I think that's pretty powerful.
Yeah,
It's too bad it didn't work out because of the technology, but the idea, I think, for her to acknowledge what you have to offer is really, really great.
yeah, I know. Like, I remember, like, instantly when I heard it, I was like, I felt like, really honored. Like,
Yeah.
wow, like,
And you should be, and I think that's awesome, right? Like, yeah, I
yeah.
tell your teacher. Do you still see that teacher?
I mean, I could probably somehow find a way to
Right.
say it.
Just tell him or her, say, you know what, I was talking to, this teacher, Mr. Isaacs, and he really wanted to thank you for for bringing me, for asking me to help out like that. That's, I mean, just or thank her yourself, letting her know that it was an honor. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Were there like any like obstacles in creating Minefaire, like minor, major?
What was your question? Or have we had obstacles in creating Minefaire?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yep.
Sorry, Geld, was that okay? Good. So obstacles. That's a great question. That's a really good question. I mean, yeah, I'll say this. Okay, so our our very first event. So I don't know if you're familiar, but there a number of years ago, not even that many, maybe 3 years ago.
Yep.
There was an event called Minorama. And Minorama was going to be this incredible Minecraft event. And it, for all intents and purposes, I think everybody, well, whatever the case was, the week leading up to the event, they canceled it, which had the idea of it being a scam written all over it. It really, really created a lot of issues in the community. It was going to be in New York City. People had their plans to fly there and stay in hotels, everything, right? And I mean, lots and lots of people. So when we were starting our first event, I mean, if you want to call that an obstacle, we had to ensure people that we were, legitimate, right? And that we were trustworthy. But then it's, when you say obstacles and things, one of the great things for us is that because the founders, like I mentioned, had a great reputation because all of their family-friendly events that they've been running for years between Brickfest and the Young Innovators Fair, it did help, right? But I got to be honest that when we approached certain YouTubers and things, a lot of them, they still had this in their mind that this thing had happened. So people were, a little bit leery of any community events. Yeah. And to go a step further, I think even Mojang and was hesitant because something like that event. I mean, that really is a scar, I think, on the whole community, right? On the whole, So and it takes a little bit to bounce back from that. So I'm thrilled that we now have had 5 incredibly successful events. And we're moving forward, and that we're partnering with, with Mojang and all these great things that are happening, because, but initially getting started, that was something to overcome. And then you have other things like, I mean, anytime you're running an event with the amount of technology that's involved in something like Minefaire, I mean, that's going to present challenges, right? So it's there's a lot behind it. But fortunately, we have an incredible team, and have brought the right people in for the different aspects. But you deal with those things, and I think when your heart and soul are in it, and you're committed to creating a successful and wonderful event for your fans, you overcome any of those obstacles. But yeah, they exist.
That is like, wow. Like I remember.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. But but now it's. I mean, and still it's a huge undertaking. But it's it's when you see, when you see the people start walking in, the lines for Minefaire form, like, before we open the doors.
Oh yeah.
And then when we first start letting people in and you see them walking in to this event, with huge smiles on their face and everything, it's just great. And when you see the fans meeting their favorite YouTubers, and the YouTubers are so great with the fans and take the time to be with them and all that. And the Rising Stars, which I know you're hoping to be part of, that community has been absolutely incredible. So I think, kind of twisting from the obstacle to the rewards, having, building up a community like that has been, just tremendous. And seeing it is makes everything worth it,
Yeah. I know, like, after, like, the Minefairs, I've actually become, like, friends with, quite a few of the Rising Stars.
Isn't that great? That's one of the things we absolutely love. All right, let's see here. Yeah, go away, zombie. All right.
Be gone.
There we go. Yeah, that's
Good job.
Now we're fighting together. I'm fighting him with with my chest. I don't even have a weapon right now. Oops, that's alright. I like dying.
It's now going for me. Oh hey, I killed it.
So yeah, so the and exactly what you just said has been one of the most rewarding things for us, is to see that Rising Star community is incredible, and the way they've all become friends and hang out together, and now that we have the server that we hope keeps growing to help that community have a place to be together. I mean, all those things just are just make you feel great about what you're doing.
Yeah, I know. Like, I mean, like, even if like someone bad comes on, there's always like people to go and repair it.
Right, I saw that yesterday, or whatever. It was one silly thing, but then, which is unfortunate. But then when you see everybody chime into the chat, I'll help. Can I help? Can I help? I mean, I would say, 98% of what happens on this server is positive, and then you get that little bit that but luckily the majority is here to support and embrace the community aspect. So yeah, I think we got some good stuff going on here.
Yeah. I remember, like,
and it's people like you, Geld, like you're on, the side of like, hey, I'm so excited about this. I want to be part of it. I want, these people are now my friends. I mean, like, so you're not going to grief somebody's house when you start to become part of their community, right? So we learn a lot that way. And unfortunately, sometimes it's somebody who gets waitlisted that nobody knows yet, that does something not so bright, and then we have to deal with that. But it's the positive community that is what what is thriving.
Yeah, I know. It's like, and teamwork always works well.
Yeah. I really should get myself a sword one of these days here. I don't know why I don't have one.
You're gonna take my iron sword.
Let's see. Oh, I don't even have. I done some stupid things here. Let's see. Yeah, I don't even have enough. I gotta get some stuff, but I'll deal with that later.
Hey, I just threw you.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm just not equipped here. All right, but anyway, did you have there are other questions?
Yeah. Actually, great. Okay, there's a few questions that you already answered in.
I'm sure I did.
Yeah, okay, how much, do you know how much time is, like, put into, like, the setup and cleanup for, like, each, like, event?
Ha! Of course I do. So, that's a good question, too. Well, alright, so, first off, I mean, if you're talking about just the event itself, like, when we're there, generally speaking, setup is all day Thursday and Friday, where Friday is partially, we do some kind of like, some rehearsals and things like that. But for me, Fridays tend to be a big setup day because I'm setting up like the learning lab and the computers. And, when we have our own VR attraction. We're setting that up. So setup is a big deal. It takes and it's not only us. Like there's the people at the venue that, or the what you like they call the decorators and things that come in, and the people who build and set up the stages. I mean, so Thursday and Friday are big setup days. We always need to break down and be done Sunday night. So the breakdown, the show ends at 5, and I'd say by midnight hopefully earlier, but by midnight the truck is loaded up and sent on its way. So if you think of it that way, it's definitely Thursday, Friday are big setup days. Saturday and Sunday are full days, and then Sunday night is just like totally all about breaking down and packing up. But that's only part of it, right? So then there's also the everything leading up to it. Like, I spend a whole lot of time reaching out to people to try to, let people know that we're, where we'll be, and that we want them to participate. And, and then we have people apply to be presenters and do workshops and rising stars and YouTubers. So there's a whole lot that goes into it. So it's a machine, there's stuff going on. I mean, all the time to get ready. Gosh, and we have 11 or more shows this year coming up. So it's like right now I'm working real hard on getting content for San Francisco, but a month after that is St. Paul, Minnesota. So it's like I have to also be starting to reach out to people for that event and the ones after that also. So it's a lot, and and for me, I teach full time as well. So for me, it's technically a part-time job, but we have, the company has many full-time people that are, day in and day out working on all these events.
Okay. Did you think that Minefaire would get like as big as it has now? Like, I remember I was like looking in the Discord, and I've seen like people like going like screaming like in the Discord chat like about wanting like Minefairs in like all like other countries. Like I've seen someone say like Israel.
Yeah. That's been gosh. That's a good question. I mean, I think we had a feeling it would be pretty big because of obviously the popularity of Minecraft, but also because the company had a great history with running large events. So having that kind of experience behind the team, I think, made us realize what was possible. And so yeah, I think it's growing at about the right rate. I think it's always interesting, right? Like I don't know what I really thought, but I think I had faith from the beginning that it was going to be something pretty big. It would be great to get to other countries. I'd really like to do a show in Canada, in South America, in Australia. Ireland and that area has, Minevention. We work closely with the people at Minevention. In fact, the person who runs Minevention has been the person who's worked with us with all our YouTubers at all of our events. So, and I've been to several of her events to help out with the education stuff. So, and they're one of the other partners, and they do events. They're doing, I think, 3 events next year in Ireland and the UK. And then there's another company, Blockfest, who are the ones who actually produced, I guess, the original, were involved in Minecon itself, like for the last number of years. And they will probably be announcing some events in Europe as well. I would love to get to Israel. We'll see if that could happen someday.
Yeah, that would be really fun. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I remember like I was talking with my parents like earlier today. Like we were joking like about like if like really like huge YouTubers would like be like the VIPs for Minefaire. I was like making a joke like if, like yeah.
I mean, we've done pretty well, I think, with the YouTubers that we've had. And it's interesting because the ones that we have are very well known. And then I guess you're thinking, even a level beyond that. And we've talked to some of them, but it's an interesting situation because, I could see us having some of the. I mean, gosh, like I think the YouTubers that we have are pretty big. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
Jerome has almost 5 million subscribers, and Mango keeps growing, and there are a lot of others that have been just awesome. We've had Big B Stats in a number of shows, Nettie and Tomahawk, and Grian has been at one of our shows. You probably saw him at the very first one. So these are big names, and then you have, of course, like Stampy and Dan TDM and Popular MMOs, and those are the ones that, perhaps it would be neat to be able to have at some point where they would do maybe some stage content and things. It's hard to say, but I'm really, really happy with the community of YouTubers that we've had at our events. I think Unspeakable Gaming is hugely popular, and he's been at a lot of our events, and Moosecraft, and gosh, so many. And I'm sure that I'm missing plenty that are that are worthy of even Parker Plays was at our last one. And do you watch his show on Disney? He has his I think Parker Games. I get confused. Parker Games, I think, is the name of the show, and Parker Plays is his YouTube name. But whatever the case is, he's he was at our last show and real popular and stuff.
Yeah. It's like, that's really cool. Well, I ran out of paper space, so yeah. So, but yeah, like, great voice crack. So yeah, like, thank you very much for taking, like, time to, like, do this.
It was my pleasure, and it was really great talking to you. So, thanks for having me.
It was like, yeah, like, just thank you. Also,
no problem. Thank you, honestly. And I'll see you in game. Right now, I'm gonna go eat a little dinner, but maybe I'll be back on to play in a little bit.
Okay. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna end this video right here. If you guys like
this.
So yeah.
Yeah, hit that like button and subscribe, would you?
Yeah, give that like button a nice belly rub. You guys know it likes it. And
thanks a lot, Geld. I'll catch you soon.
Okay. See ya.
Okay. Bye-bye.
See ya. So yeah, guys, be sure to give that like button a nice belly rub. Like this sheep, he needs a belly rub. I'll give him one after this video. So yeah, and then I'll hit that subscribe button, because like that subscribe button, it's fun. It's fun to click on. I don't know why. I remember like one time I was like clicking on a subscribe button like 100 times, and because like the internet was all laggy, so it was like, actually wait, I have to do the Gator Gaming meme. Yeah, I was like that with the subscribe button, and yeah, that was really fun. So I mean, you could do that if you want to. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.